feeling kind of mean, 'cause he just run out of his favorite drug, you know, the one called amphetamine. So we started up to Petula, and he said, say, baby, let's split. There's a little gas station on down the road that might be fun to hit. So they drove up to the station, and they both jumped off of Jake's ride. They were up to derision at Jake's decision as they both saw to the inside. The attendant, he was an old man, and you know we didn't think it very funny. When Petula pulled out that great big gun, said, honey, give me all your money. Well, the old man opened up the cash drawer, and Jake grabbed the money and ran. With Petula out the door to the big chop collar that was parked on the center kickstand. Then they headed out for the 4-lane, and they thought it was lots of fun. With Jake on his hog, with Petula the dog, with the automatic 45 gun.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you The World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
This is Night Dreams Talk Radio Network News, and I'm James Creechbaum. A continuation with the Turner incident from yesterday. He was a truck driver. Now, he had what is called a transfer of superhuman powers. Now, following the incident, Turner began to have stranger and more fascinating experiences. Now, one night as he lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, he suddenly realized he was looking through it. He could see the night sky and the stars that filled it. Perhaps a little more frightening, when he looked at his wife one evening as she slept beside him, he could see her skeleton and internal organs. It was as if her skin were translucent, or as if he had X-ray vision. Now, Turner became convinced that his ability was somehow connected to the experience on the highway. Now, what's more, as time went on, further memories of the ordeal would come back to him. For reasons he had no explanation for, he became aware of a star system by the name of Alpha Centauri. Now, other abductees have made similar announcements as part of the universe. His captors, he said, dressed in white, very much like doctors. Even more bizarre was that they appeared to have numbers written on their heads. Convinced he and his truck had entered an interdimension portal, he would refer to them as ultra-terrestrials when he would speak about them. The bizarre UFO waves of New York's Hudson River Valley. Starting about this time back in 1981, the peaceful Hudson Valley River began to gain a reputation as a hotspot for otherworldly phenomena that has generated much discussion to this very day. It was a very large, here's one witness, it was a very large object. The structure of it was very dark gray, metallic, almost Gilder-type looking. The object seemed to be very silent. The lights were iridescent, bright. They stood out in the sky in 3 dimension. It looked like a city of lights. It just hung there in the sky, all brilliant in colors. Another witness, we followed the object around in the backyard, and at one point, a feeling of fright came upon me. Thoughts started to flood my mind. Thoughts of the craft touching ground. Thoughts of an encounter with an alien being. Thoughts of being abducted. All types of fearful thoughts started to enter my mind. Another witness. As with the other sightings, it was described as being a large boomerang-shaped craft, around 131 feet long and more than 330 feet wide, with a multitude of bright red, green, amber, and white lights along its fuselage, and it was largely silent. There's a witch bottle that has been found, and it is said it may have helped the North win the Civil War. An old Civil War bottle discovered by archaeologists digging in a Virginia highway median has been identified as a so-called witch bottle that Union soldiers used to ward off evil spirits. While building up the fortification they had captured from the Confederates, according to the history books, the North won the war. Could the witch bottle have been their secret weapon? Scientists recreate the voice of an Egyptian mummy. Yes, the voice of an ancient Egyptian man who died 3,000 years ago has been recreated for the first time. The team then created a precise replica of his voice box using a 3D printing before combining it with an artificial larynx and synthesize an audible vowel sound. The experiment was particularly apt as the mummy would have been praised for his voice when he was alive, owing to the fact that his various ritual duties would have almost certainly included singing. While there are still some ways to go before the reproduction of his voice can be used to recite full sentences, this is the first time that a technique such as this has ever been used to bring back the voice of someone who has died. The sheer age of the remains makes the achievement all the more remarkable. Next news break, top of the hour.
You're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark with our host, Gary Anderson.
And that is me. Hey, James, while you were doing the news, I was surfing Facebook on a Facebook attic. And here, somebody has posted an Asian eating a rat. Which, I guess if you want to eat a rat, that's fine. But here, the rat is alive, and he's holding it in his hand and bites the head off and eats it.
That is, ooh. Another thing I've seen on TV, they like to eat those little live octopus, and I seen one that was biting back, and the guy almost choked and died because it got down in his, and it was, it got them suction cups, and was gripping him back and biting him.
Yeah, but again, you wonder why this virus is spread, and it's spreading fast. You don't, I hate to say it, I'm not religious as such, but you know what? Stick with the normal foods. Don't start. I don't understand why, especially now with what's going on between, the bats and the snakes. We got a virus, and we have no cure at this point for it. Why would people want to take a chance and eat rodents alive and all this stuff? You're just asking for more. Do we want to be walking around like The Walking Dead or something worse than that? Anyway, it's time. We need to bring on our guest. Our guest tonight is the one and only Bruce Maccabee. He's going to be talking about his new book, or his latest book, the FBI CIA UFO Connection. So let's get him on the line.
Yeah.
And, well, now I'm not even hungry. I was hungry before I seen that. That's what I get for going on Facebook.
Yeah, listen, the rats brought in the fleas that carried the Black Plague, so why would you want to even tempt that?
I don't know. Hey, do we have Bruce there?
This is Joe's Greasy Spoon Restaurant.
Oh,
are you hungry?
Not after what I saw on Facebook. I was just mentioning, here we have this virus coming, from China. Figured it from bats to snakes, or one of the two. Somebody posted, again, somebody from Asia, they got a rat in their hand, alive, and they bite the head off and eat it. And that's now starting to go on Facebook. I got a funny feeling we're going to see a lot of strange things going on.
So they're saying that's the way people eat rats in China?
I don't know. I don't eat rats anywhere, but, just to think about, somebody even doing it to make a video or whatever. I mean, that takes more than what to even want to eat something like that.
Goodness.
Well, I'll stick to my steak and eggs or something.
Yes, that's what.
Somebody else has rats.
That's what we're supposed to eat. Scrambled eggs and bacon and steak. and stuff like that. And stay away from eating raw fish that's still alive, and stay away from eating snake. Stay away from eating, anything like bats and stuff like that. That's another thing. There's a thing circulating around on Facebook of this beautiful Asian girl eating bat soup with a bat in it.
And nobody's standing next to her who looks like Batman.
I don't know. Maybe that bat's an alien. I don't know. Well, tonight I would like to talk about, after we find out a little bit about your book, the one that the FBI CIA UFO Connection and all that stuff. But why don't you tell the listeners that haven't heard you on my show who you are and what your credentials are?
Okay. Right now?
I hope so. We could do it an hour from now, but I think right now would be nice.
I didn't know whether we were live or what.
We are live. Our show is on 22 radio stations plus the internet, and yes, we are live.
Good. Well, my name is Bruce Maccabee. I've been interested in this subject ever since the late 1960s, and I started doing investigations on my own, not just reading books about other people's investigations, but doing my own investigations of various cases in the early 70s, and I have been doing them off and on ever since. I've been involved in some of the famous cases over the years, like the Trent photo case from McMinnville, Oregon in 1950, the Gemini 11 astronaut case, 1966, the Skylab astronaut case in 1973, New Zealand sightings in 1978, and Gulf Breeze in 1987 to 97, and the Japanese airline, the Japanese transport airline case of 1986, and others that people probably wouldn't recognize. But so anyway, most of my work is on my website at brumac.mysite.com, BRUMAC.MYSITE.com, brumac.mysite.com. If you didn't get a chance to write that down, you can just Google on my name and you'll get to my website eventually.
Or you can go to our website at nightdreamstalkradio.com. I have a link where you can actually, find, where his website, so you can go to it.
Yeah.
And I have a photo of his book, the FBI CIA UFO Connection.
Yes, I guess you could call that my flagship book. Several hundred pages. It's primarily a history of the early years. That's sort of amusing that the dichotomy, just at this very time we're talking, that on the History Channel, the next episode of Project Blue Book, the movie that the History Channel has been showing, starts now. And it occurs to me that if you really want to know what the real history is, as opposed to the Hollywood version, you can read my book.
Well, I would recommend people to read his book, because I'm not going to knock Project Blue Book, but that is a TV show. It has some truth to it, but you have to remember it's a TV show. So if you believe everything you see on TV, forget it. It's not going to be all 100% factual. If you want something factual, Bruce has some great books on UFOs. Check them out. If you want to learn a lot, check it out. Okay, Bruce.
Yes, well, the FBI CIA UFO book, the FBI CIA UFO Connection, available from Amazon, as are the others as well. But the FBI CIA book was written to integrate the information that I got out of the CIA and the FBI with the history of Project Blue Book and UFO sightings according to the Air Force version, you might say. The Air Force started off with Project Sign that began and ran through 1948.